Alright, so as I'm sitting here recording this video about being a loner, for the loners, you feel me? I'm finding it hard to even be alone because people just keep coming, their kids keep coming where I'm at, parents not saying shit, they not around, they mind somewhere else and shit like that, so I'm finding it hard to even find my own space. And those of us that's loners, we understand that shit. Like it's hard sometimes to just kind of get other people to understand that we have a need to be alone. Not only a need to be alone, but the benefits of being alone. Like, there's so many benefits of being by yourself. First and foremost, you learn to deal with yourself by yourself. I didn't find out who I was and find out who I am and get a good sense and center of myself until I spent long periods of time alone. Until I'm not constantly interacting with the next person and hearing their problems and hearing whatever they thinking all the time. You know, get to have long periods of time to where I get to reflect, refine, refresh, replenish and shit. Get away from the world and shit. You know, just feel how your signature feel. I think everybody should know how their own energy feel before they go out into the world trying to give it to the next person. Before they go out in the world trying to share it with somebody else, because the shit is, energy is contagious, you feel me? And those of us that have always been loners, like naturally been loners, you know, we just understand the importance of it. We understand that people are fucking draining. And I think the reason why people are draining these days is just because of the conditioning, so much conditioning that a lot of people don't talk about. Like, people are conditioned to socialize, when really it's like a vampire spirit though. It's like a craving, a need. Like people wake up straight, grab their phone, call somebody. I think that's kind of crazy. I think maybe you should, you know what I mean? Maybe you can't take 5-10 minutes just to, you know, check in with yourself and see how you feel before you go running off, continuing yesterday's conversation and dragging it in today. Before you go off, you know, just freely being open to everybody else's energy and freely just giving away your energy and freely just being around motherfuckers. I don't know, like. So for those of us that been natural loners like since children, we understand. Like when I was young, I'll be like probably the only person in the group that's not laughing at the joke everybody laughing at, because it's like I don't even really get it, you know. Or people might be playing a certain type of game, and I'm like, it ain't really fun to me. Go to school and I'm looking at school like, all right, so since the first grade, y'all just gonna keep remixing the same shit all the way up until the 12th grade. Then y'all go to college and then y'all remixing it some more. It's the same shit, it's repetitive. I'm like, when are we gonna do things in a different way? When we gonna truly learn something different? Not just add a little extra sauce to it and then feed it to me with a little bit of different seasoning, but it's the same, you know, the same shit. So a lot of us that are loners, we always felt like outsiders. And I'm pretty sure, you know, we all been in a space where we tried to find our way in, or we reflected on ourselves like, damn, what the fuck is wrong with me? I know I have. I was looking at it like, damn, maybe something wrong with me. Only to grow up and find out now and look at the world and being like, shit, people socializing so much, talking so much, in the mix so much that they mixed up, you know what I mean? Like they don't even really truly have their own space within this world and within themselves. Everybody buy into a certain way of thinking, to a certain way of living, to a certain way of eating, even down to like eating healthy and shit like that. Like I don't even eat meat no more, but I'm not out here about to promote like, oh my God, you should. I ain't telling you what you need to do. You feel what I'm saying? I know the benefits of what I'm doing. I know my reasons for why I do it. And it ain't everybody else's reasons. And that's the beauty of being a loner too. You don't do shit because the next person do it. You don't do shit. You don't buy into the advertisement. You know what I'm saying? You don't buy into ideas of shit. You check it first. God damn, these flies is over. Yes, I'm not as alone as I thought I was, because these flies is just, maybe the lotion I got on my legs, they're attracted to that. But I'd rather have these flies over here than the actual human, I ain't gonna lie to you. And I'm not like a human hater or nothing, I'm a human myself. It's just that, like I said, man, the conditioning that most humans are under, you know what I mean? It don't make for real, true interaction. And when I say that, I mean the energy, you know what I mean? I wanna walk away from a conversation feeling more filled up, more energized, and feel heard. Felt like I learned something new too, you know what I mean? Felt like I heard somebody, and felt like I really truly connected with somebody. You feel me? Not, hey, oh my God, it's raining outside, or oh, LeBron James is really good. Like, you know what I mean? I don't wanna be constantly talking to 50 different people, but we all talking about like mainly the same shit because, oh, shit, I did like something on my hair. Talking about the same shit because we constantly just buying into the same, like I said, trends and shit. I want you to spark a new thought in my brain or give me some motivation and vice versa. So if it ain't about that, like, I ain't really trying to kick it. I'm socially awkward like a motherfucker. And I know how I play the game. Like, I've been there. Oh, excuse me. I'm one of the most social people in the world when I'm in the crowd. Like, I'm the life of the crowd. Like, I gotta, you know. And that's the thing about us loners, too. We find ourselves being the life of the crowd. We find ourselves being the funny one because we more original. But we don't feed off that. We feed off solitude. We feed off dealing with ourselves as we are each and every day, day in and day out. And we don't try to fool ourselves into thinking that it's an easy task. It become easy, it become something that you accept. Like, all right, I have to deal with myself. I have to check in with myself, check in with my energy, my own thoughts, my frequency and shit like that. And so you know your signature, like I said, before you go out and start mixing with everybody else's signature and lose. That's how people lose themselves or never find themselves. But we don't fool ourselves into thinking life is supposed to just be all confetti and roses and balloons and shit. We understand, like, we here to I don't really know exactly what to call it, but we're here to get to a more understanding and a more integrated place spiritually. Because what happened on the inside gonna always show on the outside regardless. I could look on the person's face and just could tell what space they in spiritually, like how well they are, how well they can even handle shit, or I could look at a person and tell, or just feel a person from being around them, or you just hear a tone of their voice and shit like that, and just know, you know, where they at spiritually. When I say that, I mean, like, how much could they handle? How much endurance did this person have? Have they been through shit? I always know how to pick the person out that really been through some shit. I always know how to pick the person out that can stand on their own 10. Just as well, I always know how to pick the person out that need a shoulder to lean on, that needs some help. And us loners know, as much as we like to be alone, we can't even run from those that need answers, those that need help, those lost souls, you know what I mean? That's all I attract is the darkest motherfuckers you can find. And they come in all shapes and forms. Some of them come with a lot of money, they be rich and broken on the inside. Some of them be beautiful, pretty on the outside, but the inside empty. You feel me? Because it's like it seems that the hardest thing to do in this world right now is self-reflection, man. And not in that corny way to, well, know thyself, and that's some real shit too. Like, know yourself. But the fucking labor of doing that is something totally different. The day in and day out. Like, some days I'll feel like I don't want to be around nobody for not 1 second. Because they doing the human shit. They doing what humans do. Talking, man. Worry about what's to eat. You know what I'm saying? And worry about the next funny thing or whatever's gonna stimulate them. You know what I'm saying? The next trend. You know what I'm saying? So like, I have to learn to, you feel me? Be able to fuck with that sometimes. And the only way us as loners really learn how to fuck with that is going to get that alone time first, so you're not super irritated and super grumpy around motherfuckers. Because after a while, I don't care how much I love you, I don't care how much we spend time together. After a while, I need my, like, literally just me and me. I need that time. I need that mirror time. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing. And that's a, I don't even want to belittle it to a skill. That's a superpower. I always remind myself every day, no matter how much I acquire, no matter how much I obtain, no matter who I'm around, I can always be by myself and prefer that above all else. I don't care, even when it comes to good company. I don't think it's no better company than me, myself. But we living in a world where people look at being alone as lonely. People constantly saying, I'm bored. I'm talking about people that got enough money to fly from state to state, country to country. They got all the best luxury cars. They got all the pretty women, all the Birkin bags, everything you can name. And they still feel this sense of emptiness. And it comes from you not being able to be alone and deal with your own energy, deal with your own demons. Talk about the benefits of spending time alone. The benefits of spending time alone is, first and foremost, you deal with your flaws head on. You deal with your shortcomings head on. And you also be able to observe all of those things and be able to pull your uniqueness and your individuality out of that shit and actually be a real person and serve a real purpose in the world. When you're not spending time alone and you're not able to do that, or you look at it as negative or whatever the case may be, you constantly spilling over to somebody else, hurting somebody else. You don't even know the value of being a human because you haven't sat by yourself. This is my opinion. This is really what I know just from actually being a motherfucker that love to spend time alone. You know what I mean? That find benefit in it. Before I thought I just, like, something was weird about me. Oh shit, I just want to kind of get away from all of you motherfuckers. Or maybe I'm not from this planet. Maybe I'm really from one of these other planets where other people understand the importance of being alone. Like, I'm like, yeah, why did I get left here? Like, what happened? But, you know, I just find that in this world, it's like being alone is the scariest thing, probably, because now you got to reflect on, not only just reflect though, now you got to think for yourself. So ain't nobody standing over you telling you how to deal with your thoughts, how to deal with your emotions, how to transmute this negative energy that you feeling and this bored feeling that you feeling, and try to find some solace and solitude in yourself. And that's what I kind of was talking about on one of my other videos when I'm talking about spiritually homeless. A lot of people just spiritually homeless because they don't spend enough time alone. So they find a home and they find a familiar feeling, and they find that they feel grounded when they're around a lot of people. And then I look at when I see 5, 10 people together, I'm saying, so you mean to tell me it's 5 or 10 of y'all, right? And y'all ain't figure something out yet so that's gonna benefit the whole group. Y'all just doing, I don't know, just doing what the group do. I don't even know. I just know, like, even when I was playing basketball heavy, I always really been the captain of the team. I always been a leader. If I went out to the clubs, I partied my ass off in my 20s, you know what I'm saying? If I went to the club and shit like that, I was the ring leader. I was the first motherfucker get in trouble, the first motherfucker to say let's go out, shit like that. But I now that I look back, I realize like I was having my own experience within that experience though. I was still testing the waters. I still was like looking at people and realized like, oh, y'all here because y'all gotta be here. Oh shit. Y'all come out every weekend because y'all don't want the reality of how empty and ugly it feel to be by yourself. That's what it was. I thought it was me. Oh shit. Y'all just scared to face yourselves. So y'all just looking for yourself in the world. Okay. Realize that. Like, okay, I started to realize ain't nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with the condition that people under, the spell that people under. Wow. I came to the park with so many people here. I've been wanting to be alone. I'm just saying I want to be alone to the point I came in my own corner to be alone. And, you know, kids and stuff, and they parents sitting up there watching them run over here to this space I'm in. And now everybody just left, though. It's got very quiet. Like, I love it. Like, I like it. You know what I'm saying? Love to be quiet. Love to be by myself. So, yeah, I realized like, oh shit, people just, you know, they have it's by necessity that people hanging in groups. It's parasitic. They feeding off each other. They joking, they all saying the same jokes. They all talk the same lingo. It's gang. It's the bros. But when you look a little deeper into that shit, really be niggas is lonely. These two girls hang together, they don't even like each other. They actually in competition. On the underlining, they in competition. What you wearing in the club? Oh, you wearing that? Let me say, I'm trying to outdo you and match your shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what really be going on. It ain't, I know what I'm gonna do. It ain't the fact that they want to be around each other. It's like they gotta be around each other. Okay. But the loners though, we know how to stand on our own 10, and we start to begin to grow and understand like, okay, we can't welcome all energy in neither. So we might have people might meet you and say, I thought you was an asshole. I thought you was so mean. Your face just don't look welcoming. I know it don't. It's a part of my boundary. It's a part of me. And it's natural though. I don't want you to think it's sweet over here. I don't want you to think it's all, come all, welcome all. Like, it's not that. You gotta go through an initiation to be around me. Matter of fact, you gotta already be initiated at this point. You had to already been going through some of the same thoughts, feelings, and circumstances that I've been through, or something to that level of difficulty to even understand a person like me, and definitely to actually be in the same room as me, and for me to actually feel like you has the value, match my value. You know what I'm saying? For me to be around you. But if I sense that need, that you got that need to be around a person and you can't be around yourself, I ain't fucking with you. Tried that already. A lot of us loners did that too. Like, we already tried to, like, all right, maybe it's something wrong with me, so let me just try to welcome and be friendly. I tried to have friends and shit like that. I done been in other state to state trying to, like these people they probably think I'm weird, but I'm like, y'all weird as hell. Like, whatever, maybe the joke on me, because y'all all get it, I don't get it. The moment you walk in the room, I can't wait for you to get out. And it don't even got, like I said, it don't have to be, for me, it don't even have to be a particular reason. I just love my alone time. Just love my alone time. People pull on you, man. The world gonna pull on you. There's so much shit going on, you really could even, like I said, find time to actually air out. So now you making decisions and you running on E. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to been set your ass down. You can talk to this person all day and all week and shit like that. You got they vibes and they telling you how they feel about you and they telling you who you are and who you not and where you should go and suggesting all this shit to you. You go on your phone, the advertisements is suggesting shit to you. It's constantly shit that's just trying to point you in a certain direction. And now you making decisions, like I said, without being able to take a pause. And that's something you gotta allow yourself to do. Ain't nobody gonna do this for you. And take that pause and think that shit out. And think about, okay, if I make this decision, then these might be the potential things that could happen. These are the probabilities or the possibilities. You feel me? If I don't do this, people don't even give themselves that much time because they in a mix, constantly doing shit. And as a loner, you might feel like it really ain't no space in this world for you, because it ain't. Only space is the space that we provide ourselves. But we serve a good purpose for the lost, though. We serve a good purpose for those that, trying to get an understanding of themselves, and that's where we kind of probably like be more accepting of. Like, I had to understand, like, okay, I'm really able to get a good grip and understanding of most people. When I say most, I mean most people, because it's not that much to understand with most people, just being honest. But the hard part was me getting the understanding of myself. So it's spending time alone and being alone, I began to understand that, because I'm how I am and I think the way I am and I operate the way I am, I'm going to constantly be a mystery to myself, which is cool too. Once you start getting in the swing of it, like, okay, instead of me thinking I'm supposed to come to a conclusion about myself, I don't have to. That's another thing about that the world don't understand. Like, everybody trying to come to a conclusion of who they are. So when I got a person standing in front of me acting like they're so sure about who they are and shit like that, I feel that is hilarious. Watching people be businessmen and businesswomen and doctors and teachers, I'm like, and that's just who they think they are. Gangsters and gang or rappers or whatever you want to mask who you truly are, but you might not know that. And when I say you, I'm just talking to those, those people that, just the world at large, I guess. I don't know. I'm just kicking it. But, people seem to be, no, I'm for sure this, I'm for sure that. And I was like, well, I haven't found that place in myself yet, I guess. And I spent a lot of time alone. So I'm trying to figure out how they find out who they was. And they so sure about it, but they partying 7 days a week, and they talking 24/7, and they making 1,000 videos all day. Especially these YouTuber spiritualists, astrologers, tarot card motherfuckers that's got a video out every 2 hours. I'm like, when y'all spend y'all time alone to come to the conclusions that y'all come to? Yeah, so the world tricked a lot of people into thinking that you gotta come to a conclusion of who you are. I think you should come to a conclusion of what you are. Now that's something different. Cause I know this, like I know I'm a soul, I know I'm a spirit, you know what I mean? I know I'm having a human experiences like all the good spiritual teachers say, all spirits having a human experience. Yeah, I know, right? So since I know that, I know my limitations as a human. I understand I'm limited in certain areas just because I'm in a human body, I'm a human, right? And I know my purpose on earth is not a worldly purpose. I understand that the world is not going to fulfill me. And that's even more reason for me to spend time alone. Fuck with the solitude. And embrace being alone. You feel me? So, I find that when people come to me, I find that my job is to just point them back to themselves. And you know the crazy part is, when you point a person back to themselves, they start to like kind of rebel against you or feel like, you know, maybe you don't got the answers a little bit. I'm like, I don't. You got them. You got them. But you got to take that time out to spend by yourself. You got to take the time out to give yourself time to that version of you that you think you are and you so sure about. You got to get that time to dissolve and shit, so you can see what's left over and shit. And you can actually see what's driving you, what's pushing you and pulling you to act out and be whoever you deem yourself to be. Yeah, so, you know, one thing about being a loner too, it cuts you off from like a lot of suggestions from other motherfuckers. Like I said, and from the world, really. So that you could but you pull from yourself and you trust yourself. Most people don't trust themselves because they don't know themselves. They ain't never ever spent their time with themselves outside of them with another, them with a device, them with the television, them going on a trip, them eating, them doing something that's going to provide some form of stimulation, but it ain't going to provide no form of direction, no form of comfort. And just being who you are. The more I used to chill around people, the more I used to stay around people, I see that I was less sure about myself, less trusting in myself, and less comfortable with myself. Cause I was giving all that time away to other people, and that was another point I was trying to make. And then that's why people fall in the victim role so much. Like I hear people always talking about, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I got this going on, it's a lot going on. I don't got time for myself. I ain't hardly gonna stand. I'm like, yo, you, that's you doing that. If you can't find no time for yourself, that's on you. If you really gonna try to believe you can't find no time for yourself, that's on you. So whatever come after that, that's something that you got to deal with. Because the truth about it is, ain't nothing as important as you. I don't care what circumstance it is. I don't care who waiting on you. I don't care what gotta get done. Like, if it come to you and your peace, between you and your peace of mind and shit like that, it ain't that important. And a lot of people, like I said, they have a need to be doing. But they don't want to get to the bottom of why they got this need, though. They don't truly want to get to the bottom of it. So for us loners, you know, it be kind of difficult. We be having to dip and dodge like Neo in the Matrix for real out here. A lot of people just green. A lot of people just getting used and abused by the ideas and the influences of other people, man. And I do feel for those people. At the same time, I be like, just leave me the fuck alone. Period.